Let's use mushrooms to learn about how to measure weirdness. One of the best stories of this year has been a student who came into the year thinking they were not capable of doing math and has left the year knowing that they are a math person, knowing that they are an excellent math solver, and knowing that when they grow up they want to study mushrooms because they discovered how amazing mushrooms are, and now that they know they are a mathematical scientific thinker, they can do that. So what I want to do is help her today understand the idea of mean absolute deviation using her favorite thing. Let's take a look. In this image, I have drawn mushrooms that have heights of 1 feet tall, 1 foot tall, 4 feet tall, 6 feet tall, and 9 feet tall. In this image, I have drawn mushrooms that are 4 feet tall, 5 feet tall, 5 feet tall, and 6 feet tall. I keep saying inches or feet, but I mean the same unit of measurement. Whatever, doesn't really matter. So, what I want to talk about is the average height of these mushrooms. The average of each group is 5 because 1 plus 4 plus 6 plus 9 is 20, and 20 divided by 4 is 5. And 4 plus 5 plus 5 plus 6 is 20, and 20 divided by 4 is also 5. We're dividing by 4 because there's 4 mushrooms. So the average height of both of these sets of mushrooms is 5 inches or feet, or whatever number we decide, whatever unit we decide. The average is 5, but obviously these sets look different. This one looks different than this one, but we can say the average, or the mean, is 5. Hold that thought. Next, we're going to compare each item in the pictures, so each mushroom, to the average. So let's see how far away it is from the average. The mushroom that is 1 inch tall is 3 inches away from the average. The one that is 4 inches tall is 1 inch away from the average. The one that is 6 inches tall is 1 away from the average also, and the one that is 9 inches tall is 4 away from the average, because the average is 5. Now we can do the same thing for the other set. We can think of how far away is 4, 5, 5, and 6. How far away are they from the average? We can take those numbers and call them the absolute deviation. So let's just look at the first set. The absolute deviation of 1 is 4, because it is 4 away from the mean. The absolute deviation of 4 is 1, because it is 1 away from the mean of 5. And the absolute deviation of 6 is also 1, because it is 1 away from 5. And in this case, the absolute deviation of 9 is 4, because it is 4 away from 5. I will take all of those absolute deviations, so 4 and 1 and 1 and 4, and I will add them up, and I will divide by 4, and that number will tell me my mean absolute deviation. Let me do that real quickly. Let's see. So 4 plus 1 plus 1 plus 4. That gives me an average of 2.5. So I should say my mean absolute deviation is 2.5. On average, these mushrooms are 2.5 inches away from 5. If I look at the other set, I can calculate the mean absolute deviation, and it is 1/2. And that tells me that on average, those mushrooms are only 1/2 inch away from the mean. So this image has a mean absolute deviation of 2.5. Stay with me. This one has a mean absolute deviation of 0.5. If you need to go back and figure out how to calculate those, that's fine, but just think about what they mean for a second. A mean of absolute deviation of 2.5 looks a little bit more spread out, because on average, each mushroom is a little further away from the center, or from the mean. Whereas in this picture, the mean absolute deviation is only 0.5, or 1/2. And that means that on average, each mushroom in that group is only 1/2 inch away from the average height. So, which set is more unique, or which set is less consistent? This set. Which set has a larger spread? This set. Which set is more consistent because it has a lower mean absolute deviation? This set. Hope that helped.